Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Coriander, here we are, Slasher Movie Club, Monday nights. We're talking about Madman. All right.
Yeah.
And I would start singing the song, but I would do it no justice whatsoever. It is kind of catchy though.
Uh,
All right.
sure.
All right. So here's the thing. Okay, let's let's start from the beginning. So we
Okay.
decided a long time ago, well, we got like 6 months, whatever it's been, that
Yeah.
we were going to be doing a different slasher movie every week,
Yeah.
not by choice, but by the roadmap of the teenage slasher movie book,
Yes.
and hoping to just build our, you know, experience with movies that we may never have seen or maybe haven't seen in a
Yeah.
long time. We've had some really great moments. We've found new
Yeah.
slashers to us
Yep.
that have been very
Good
enjoyable.
ones.
Yes,
Bad ones.
that's right.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about Road Games, which I thought is an absolute gem. I
Yeah. I
absolutely
love
love that
that
movie.
movie. Yes.
Tonight we're talking about Madman. Now, this movie is complicated for me, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit, but also for people in the chat or for people that are watching the replay in the comment section. Let us know what your experience with Madman is. What do you like about it? What do you not like about it, if so?
I mean, it has its moments,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
for the most part, uh, I
All
didn't
right.
enjoy it.
Well, let's see who we have in the chat, and then we'll get going on it. We got Patrick in the chat saying, "Hello, Night, Coriander, and Jerry." What's going
Hello.
on, Patrick? Slasher Fred's in the chat saying there's also a 1989 film called I, Madman. I haven't seen that.
Hmm, I haven't either.
Patrick saying Madman dies tonight.
If only.
if only it could have been at that level, Patrick. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
But Patrick, let me know if you've seen it. For everyone in the chat, let me know if you've seen this movie. I want to talk about this movie. This is what I want to talk about, guys.
Yeah.
Neil's in the chat saying, "Guess it would help if I turned my speakers on." Hey guys, that would
Hello.
help. I'm not gonna lie,
Right.
that would help. How's it going, Neil? Lamar's in the chat saying, "Good evening, margarita joint and enjoying." All right,
Nice.
man. All
Yeah.
right. Uh, Patrick says, "Hearing Coriander sigh like that scares me." Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
first,
scaring myself.
right. The first shot is fired. Neil says, "If I'm being honest, this isn't my favorite slasher." Well, guess what, Neil?
I'm right there
This
with you.
is not my favorite slasher either. And look, I gotta admit, man. I mean, look, as we
Yeah.
say, there's no lying here.
I was gonna say that too,
Oh,
but
go ahead. You do
no,
it.
I'm
Say it.
not gonna
Do
do
it.
it now.
Oh,
No,
come on,
you
come
did it.
on. Oh well,
Maybe
darn it.
maybe at another point.
Come on, throw it in. Patrick says it's been forever since I watched this. Okay, well,
Oh, you're not
it,
missing much.
look, man, this movie it started off very promising. You know, it's a
It
camp.
did have its, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
kind
a
of agree with that.
it's a campfire setting. And again, there's a creepy story that's being told.
Well, it's
Um,
being sung.
well, first it was being sung, but then it was
Yeah,
being
yeah,
told, and I
yeah.
actually appreciated the older guy that was telling the actual story of Madman Marz,
Yes,
and it was creepy,
yes,
right? It
yes.
was talking about the
Yeah,
fact that
the farmer who killed his family.
right, he was a
Yeah,
husband, he was a
yeah,
farmer, and then
yeah.
one day, for no apparent reason, he just killed his family, and obviously that was not a good thing to do. And there
Yeah.
was basically a mob that caught him, hung him, killed him, seemingly. Right. Okay. Great setup. Great setup. They even play
Yeah.
with the whole mythology about the whole thing is don't say his name. If you say his name, he will hear you. He will come back from the
And he'll
dead or
kill ya.
whatever, and he'll kill you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Pretty good setup. And of course, there's always going to be that guy. There's always that guy, right, Coriander? There's always that guy that has
Yeah.
to test the waters. And that was the guy, I believe it was Richie. He's sitting
Yeah.
there, "Hey, Madman Mars, we're here. Come and get us." fuck you, buddy. It's like I don't know why he decided to do
Yeah.
that. But anyways, this is where the movie takes a left turn for me because
Well, that scene when the Madman Mars, right, is up in the tree watching them when they're going back,
mhm.
that was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no,
pretty
there was
much after that scene,
yeah,
it yeah,
there was creepy scenes for sure, and you see Madman Mars, like you said, he's in the shadows, he's in the trees,
yeah,
he's in the bushes, and he's skulking around. And
yeah,
I will say this: the movie, it's shot pretty well. Okay, it's shot pretty
yeah,
well. You've got this eeriness, this kind of blue light onto the film, which gives it that really weird look. It's
yeah.
all shot at
Like,
night.
those shots are better. I didn't
Yeah.
really care for how he looked.
Well, I'm
You know,
not
I
talking
didn't
about.
like his well, I am. I'm just saying I
Well,
didn't care for his rubber hands
right. Well,
or
well, let
his
me.
big friggin' hobbit feet.
All right. Well, hold on. But let's go with one thing at a time. I'm talking about just the look of the film. We'll get to him,
Okay.
but I'm
All
saying the
right.
look of the film. It looks really, really good. And it's all shot
At
at
times,
night.
yeah.
So that's kind
Yep.
of different too, because when you think of The Burning, when you think of Friday the 13th, when you think of Just Before Dawn, what else? Um, there's probably another one in there. But when you think about these campfire camping horror movies, a lot of times you have daylight, you have that reprieve, you know what I mean? All of this is at night.
Yeah.
So I give them credit for that too. Um, this is definitely, oh, don't go alone in the woods, right? Or don't go in the woods alone. Um, that was some day stuff too. But
Yeah.
it's funny because we talked about Don't Go in the Woods a couple weeks ago, which was horrendous. There was a horrendous experience because it just
Mhm.
wasn't good. There was not much of anything good with that movie. The music was bad, the cinematography was bad, the kills were bad, the acting was bad, the story was bad, and all of that, right? But
Yeah.
I got through the movie. Now, I don't know what it says about Madman, but it took me a couple times to get through it. And it could have been because, maybe I was a little tired, or maybe it was the time of night I was watching it or whatever, but it took four
It
times to
was
get through it. It was
yeah.
rough. It was
It
rough.
was.
And
Yeah.
you have Gaylen Ross who's starring in it, and obviously she's
I
she
didn't
was
really
amazing.
she was good in
Dawn
the
of the Dead.
yes, but
Right.
terrible in this.
Well, the character was just there was nothing to her character. There was nothing really to many of the characters. I mean, the old man who was telling the story at the campfire, he was pretty cool. Like he kind of had a charisma to him, but everyone
He
else
did.
was just kind of like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
let me get to the chat, and then I'll let you get into the design of Madman, and we'll see what we think about that. Um, let's see. We got Heroic Waffles. My man Waffles is in the chat saying, "Hey, Night and Coriander, what's shaking?"
Hello.
The only thing that's shaking, man, is my belief in slasher movies after watching this, man, because I'm telling you,
Oh,
man, I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. Waffles says, I love the Arrow edition of Madman. Now, Waffles, you
Mhm.
got to let me know what's your thoughts on the movie. Obviously, there are a lot, and this is the thing. This is why I wanted to talk about it, because I know that there are a lot of folks that
That
do
liked
enjoy
it.
this movie. It's a
Yeah.
cult, some people look at it as a cult
Apparently,
classic.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So that's why I wanted to kind of talk about it, because sometimes there have been sometimes, Coriander, where after I've seen a movie, a
And
couple
you
times
watch
or
it
whatever,
again.
give it a fresh
Yeah.
watch, I enjoy it
Yeah.
more. Case in point, uh with Just Before
Just before
Dawn.
dawn. Yep.
Now, I liked it the first time I saw it, but
Yeah,
I
I was like,
love what?
yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, it
Yeah.
was okay. But
Yeah.
the second time, I enjoyed it. Yes, way
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I
But
loved
this
it
one,
the
I
next the
don't
next
know.
time or two. So with this one,
Yeah,
I'm wondering if there's a chance.
I
Real
don't know.
quick too, Slasher Fred says one of these days you should do a review on the film Behind the Mask. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. I
Yeah.
don't know. We might. You never know. You never know. Neil saying, speaking of Arrow, their October sale started today and runs until the end of the month. Lots of blues for $15. Yeah,
nice.
man. And Arrow has a really good selection. I really do enjoy their releases. Eric is in the chat saying the Ballad of Madman Marz is good though, almost as good as the song about Harry Wharton. I could go with that because I did think the music was catchy. I really, really did. Eric saying I have the DVD, but I've never gotten past the ghost story of Mars in the beginning. Laugh out loud. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go. So I'm just wondering.
that's a good
I'm
place
just
to stop it.
it was a great setup. It really was.
Right?
Um, Waffles says it took me a couple times to finish. Rough script and some acting was rough, but what do you expect for back then? Laugh out loud. Story was good though. Yeah, the story was good, and I agree with
Yeah.
you. Um, it was a tough time back then because people were just making movies and just trying to get things done, and I get it. But again, this being our series that's devoted strictly to slashers, we've seen some pretty good movies. So that's the thing is
Yeah.
that this one, I'm just curious about it, and I will try to give it a rewatch at some point soon. But Coriander, let's get into the design of Madman and what you thought, what you liked or didn't like about it. What were you thinking?
I mean, it was too cheesy. I mean, it looks like a mask,
Hmm.
and it was too rubbery, and like I said, his feet were huge, and yeah, it just I don't know. It just didn't do it for me.
He almost
He
looked
looked
kind of
better
like a
in the
Sasquatch.
yeah, he looked better in the shadows, like when he was
Yeah,
creeping around and you couldn't see him.
right.
That was
Well,
like that looks pretty good, but I don't know.
Well, and I think that was part of it too. They didn't have a lot of money, and we know this has happened with a lot of productions. So
Yeah.
they did have him in the shadows for most of the runtime. Like you would usually see him, like I said, skulking around from afar. You might see his close up of his eyes and like kind of a quarter of his face and stuff like that. But you really didn't get a good look at him too much in the movie, which on one hand, story wise, that was kind of cool because he was a mystery. On the other hand, it was almost like, you guys are hiding the fact that, the makeup or the, like you said, the rubber hands and feet, they just didn't look good. And they
Mhm.
didn't. But again, it's 1981. Um, Story wise, let's get into some of these things. The kills were, I think maybe the hood of the truck kill that was kind of good the way it was done. It was kind of um
Yeah, she got
shocking.
decapitated. Yeah.
Yeah, the hanging kill that was kind of good, although I kept saying,
Yeah, that was
man,
yeah.
get yourself out of that, get yourself out of that was at the time he was one of the lead characters, TP. And of course the other
Yeah.
thing too, man, I know there's got to be the horror tropes, and we've seen them in all of these horror movies in one way or another. But these people, they're camp counselors at a kids camp, a special kids camp, they call it or whatever. And the counselors lose one of the kids as they were going back to the cabins after the campfire setting. And so they have to go and find this kid. And sure enough, they keep going out there alone. Why do they keep going alone?
I
And we
don't know.
know we know that's a trope, so I'm just playing around. But
Right.
anyways, the characters just didn't do much for me. What about you? Any other of the kills that worked for you, or any of the, things that come to mind for you that stood out as a positive?
You know, as a positive, that's tough. I don't know.
Okay,
I mean,
all
the
right,
hot tub scene, that was such a joke.
yeah,
That was
let's talk.
awkward and
Yeah, let's talk about the hot tub scene. So they have Galen Ross has the hot tub scene with
yeah.
TP, who again played by Tony Fish. And they have this music on, and it's just really weird. Like it
Yeah.
it might have been one of the most awkward like love scenes I've ever seen in a horror
And to
movie.
think of it as a love scene, it's like, "What?"
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just awkward and
It was
weird.
just
It
weird.
it didn't make me think of a love scene, but just
Well,
an awkward moment.
and the camera work
Let the
had
time
that.
pass.
Yeah, and that camera work had kind of that not slow effect thing going on, but you know when you see it, and it just didn't fit.
Yeah, it
It was
just
just
didn't fit
weird,
it.
it
It
just didn't
was.
fit. And you also
Yeah.
had some of the characters that were doing some things that were just really not smart. You had the scene where this counselor, she's out and about, she sees Madman as he was
Ellie.
killing,
Yep.
huh?
Her name's Ellie.
Yeah. She saw him, Madman, killing this guy, I guess
Yeah.
presumably breaking his back, although it wasn't really, I couldn't even tell for sure.
Yeah.
Because the way it was filmed, you know what I mean? But again,
Mhm.
we get it. They didn't have a lot of money. It's 1981. But instead of running, right? She's in the woods, like behind the trees and all that type of stuff. But instead of just running and saving her life or what have you, she yells loudly. And of course,
Yeah.
he sees her, hears her, sees her, and goes after her. The other thing, she goes inside a cabin and it's like, okay, she shuts the door and locks it. I'm like, cool. That's a smart thing to do. He breaks through it. She shuts another door and locks it. That's a smart thing to do. He breaks through. Then she runs kind of around like the corner, so to speak. She frantically throws out a bunch of stuff in a refrigerator, like the shelves and stuff. And then she gets in the refrigerator. What? Do you remember that scene?
I do. It saved her for the moment.
What? Coriander. Look, he's
Oh my.
literally right there. He's about to go and grab a ham sandwich.
But he didn't though, right?
You
Or
know
was I
why
sleeping at that moment?
listen,
I can't
you
remember.
know why he didn't grab a ham sandwich? Cuz he knew she was in there because of all the noise that she was making with the shelves and stuff was hitting the
Yeah.
floor. So he was like, "You know what? I can play this waiting game. I'm going to stand outside of the door that you're
Oh
probably going to
no.
go through." And sure as shit, she gets out of the refrigerator. She's skulking around. She opens the door and then wham, axe to the chest.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man, you earned that kill. You really did. I mean, seriously, tell me the truth. Am I the only one? Tell me what you thought of that sequence.
You know, it was like I said, this is a rough movie and I fell asleep through so many parts that, you know, yeah, what can I say? Uh,
But okay, but again, like in horror movies, especially, these slashers from 1981, you're going to
yeah.
expect some things to not be very smart or logical. People have to
Right.
die. And usually you're
Yeah.
going to die because you're not that
The
smart. Or
stupid ones are always going to get it.
right, right. So
So
that's fine.
I hate
She
to
was
say it.
right. She was one of the stupid ones. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But like again, there were other counselors that went out alone in the woods in the dead of the night,
Yep.
to do this whole search party thing. And it was just like, come on, guys. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. And I have not and I'm going to get to it. I have not even gotten to one of the stupidest moves in this movie. Might be one of the stupidest things I've seen in a horror movie ever. And I'm saving that for
Yeah.
last.
Richie, you saved
But but
it.
like I said, these other characters just forgettable. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, it was such great setup. Let me get to the chat real quick and catch up to these guys. I'm telling
Oh
you,
shit.
this was rough. Let's
Yeah.
see. Eric says they can't all be home runs in the slasher movie club.
No.
Laugh out loud. Isn't that true, man? Isn't that true?
Yep.
We struck out with this one, man. We really
We
did.
did. Yeah.
Um, Eric says, "You know me with horror. If I can't stand the characters, I'm out. Friday the 13th remake and Halloween 5, I'm looking directly at you." Yes, I hear you. Slasher Fred saying the hot tub scene is almost like a reference to Halloween 2 from 1981. I don't know, man. The hot tub scene
Yeah.
in Halloween 2 was much better.
It
And
was. This one was so friggin' awkward and
it was just awkward. It
stupid.
was
Yeah.
almost like a weird, like Lifetime movie slash I don't
I
know
don't
what,
know what it
man.
was. It's
God,
more like when you're going at your first day at a job and they're showing you these videos that you need to watch for safety and
it's
you
like
know.
God,
It
man.
was
Okay.
terrible.
Fever Dreamlands
Oh
in the
my god.
chat saying, "Hey guys, I have not seen this, but I just watched a quick trailer. Looks rough, but I'm
It
morbidly
was.
curious about it. Thankfully, even movies that are not the best are still interesting to discuss." That is very true, and
True.
that's
And you might
why
like it. You
you
never
might. I
know.
mean,
Yeah.
people do consider it a cult classic, in
They
some
do.
circles. But
Yeah.
that's why with this series, the idea of it was we're just going to watch whatever is written, in the book, as far as
Yeah.
a
We
roadmap from the
What's
teenage slasher
available.
movie book. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Some
so,
things I would have loved to have seen and for us to discuss, but I just couldn't find it. So yeah.
right. Right. So, we just figured to go straight on into these movies no matter what. But like you said, it's good to discuss these things too, even if it's a movie that you didn't particularly love, because there might be
Yeah.
someone out there that has a different point of view, and that has
Yep.
happened to me on different occasions, and again, there's been movies that I've absolutely disliked, and then later on, after another viewing or two, or maybe a couple of years, my mindset changes for whatever reason, so
Yeah.
anything's possible. um let's
Yeah.
see. Slasher Fred saying the refrigerator is almost like a reference to Wait Until the Dark. Maybe.
Mm.
Maybe. Neil saying, let's get in the running car. No, let's go into the house or hide behind those chainsaws. Right? Exactly. You know? Rusty's in the chat saying, evening zoners. Not sure I've heard of
Oh.
this one before. Must have slipped through the cracks for me, or it sucked so bad I've blocked it out.
I bet it
That's
sucks so bad you blocked it out, man.
could be. Eric saying, "Whoa, check out that guy in the red with his classic mustache." Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of classic stuff in there, but not enough
Oh
classiness.
man.
But yeah, like I said, the characters, they just didn't really do much for me. I think the best thing about this movie is it does have atmosphere. It
Yes.
did have good
Yep.
setup. The
Yep.
legend of Madman Marz, the setup of that was very, very good. As a matter of fact, the
Yeah.
original idea, and I'm just going to put his picture back up here. The original idea for this movie was they were going to follow the whole idea of the Cropsey legend, right? So we all
Yep.
know how that went. That was, taken by the burning. So they had to kind of sidestep it a little bit. And I mean, it's really almost still the same thing, but they didn't have a lot of money. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But the story of Madman Mars is pretty good. The way they told the story in the beginning, like I said, the beginning of the movie, and I think the ending of it was
Yeah. When
creepy
it was
too.
over. Oh,
Well, I'm
right.
not. Come on, man.
I'm
I'm t-
sorry.
I'm talking about before the credits rolled. The ending of it
I
was
guess.
creepy too, but
I
there was
don't
so
know.
much stuff in the middle that didn't work. But let me get to
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest sins in this movie. Now, again, people
Oh
that have
god.
watched this channel for a long time, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Dawn of the Dead. I'm a huge fan of George
Yep.
Romero. I thought the actors in Dawn of the Dead, including Gaylen Ross right here, I thought they did a heck of a job. It's a classic. I'm
Mm.
always going to love it. She is basically the final girl in this movie. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Kinda.
Well, yeah, I'm going to,
There's
yeah.
only like there's a final guy.
Well, true. Yes, but I mean, as far as girl, let me
Yeah.
just get to what I'm saying with this.
All right.
The idea is throughout the movie, she was kind of portrayed as fairly smart, and I think she definitely came off as intelligent and kind of you know I had a feeling she was going to survive, not just because it was Galen Ross, but she just had a certain way about her. Not
But did she
as
survive?
well. I'm going to get to that.
Oh, okay. Well, just say it.
but but she I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, I'm
she
sorry.
she had a way about her that was pretty interesting, although not as interesting as I would have thought. Like
I
going
didn't really
into
care for her acting.
well, that's what I'm saying. In the beginning of the movie, I really thought that she was gonna have a nice the character was gonna be more entertaining than it was, and it wasn't. So here we go. I'm doing all this setup, but let me get to the point. She's basically one of the last counselors at the end of the movie.
Yep.
People are dying, shit's happening all around her. She's
Mhm.
portrayed as fairly smart. Okay. She sees Madman skulking around. She gets a weapon. She has a gun. Okay, so that's good news, right?
Yeah.
She gets the kids. Well, she kind of walks around the campsite trying to see what's up. And she doesn't really find anything, blah 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 blah. None of that is really important. But the bottom line is she's like, "You know what? We got to get the fuck out of here." Right? So she alerts the
After she
kids.
blew one of her buddies away,
Well,
she like
yeah,
shot her in the
but
face.
but that was the body, right? Well, she was dying or
Yeah, she was
mortally
probably being
wounded.
attacked, but still,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The stupid one. Yeah. Um
Yeah.
so she gets all the kids, right? And she
Yep.
says, "We got to get the fuck out of here and let's
Mhm.
go get into the bus." They've got a bus, for the kids and stuff. So they all get in the bus. I don't know. Maybe there was 8 kids, who knows? It doesn't really matter cuz the dumbness is about to happen. She gets in the bus. Madman comes to the bus and he's trying to get in. You know how you have that sliding door that the bus driver has
Yeah.
to open to get on?
Yeah.
Okay. He's got his hand in there trying to pry it open. She grabs something and starts whacking at his hand, right?
His rubber
To
hand. Yep.
his rubber hobbit hand. She finally gets him to release, right? She starts
Mhm.
driving the bus. Now, at this moment, I have hope and I have fear because I was like, please don't be a stupid trope where she's driving and she loses control and hits a tree or goes into a ditch or whatever, right?
Well,
And
you know
that
what was
does
stupid? Can I
good.
just say before you continue,
Hmm.
when she was driving that bus, when she first started taking off, and he
Hmm.
ran across the road, she shouldn't have stopped because that's when he got his hand through the door. If
Yeah.
she would have kept going, that wouldn't have happened. But she stopped.
Yeah, but I
That was
mean,
stupid.
well,
That was
that was
stupid.
stupid, but that wasn't as stupid as what was about to happen. It was not even the same universe as what was about to happen. She's
Well,
driving,
hey,
right? She's
yeah,
driving and she gets, I don't know, let's say 50 feet away. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. She stops the bus.
yeah.
She tells one of the older kids, he's a teen or whatever. She tells him, "Go to the sheriff, let him know what's up, blah 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 blah. I got to go back and see if anyone else is alive." That's what she says. She gets out of the bus and goes towards the house. That's his lair or whatever. She wants to see if anyone's alive. Coriander, I almost lost my shit. I'm like, "What are you doing?
Yeah, she's
Why
stupid.
why are you running back to the burning building?
Yeah,
Because that's where he is. You know
yeah,
why? Because that's where he lives. What are you doing?"
yeah.
It's still the dead of night. There's no one else around. It's only her.
Mhm.
I'm like, are you friggin' serious? That's the setup, guys, for the ending. Let me, I'm so frustrated by it. Let me catch up to the chat. Modern days in the chat. What's going on, man? Saying, what's up, y'all?
Hello.
I watched your Halloween Kills review earlier today and agree on most of your takes. It was solid overall, in my opinion. Excited to see y'all's ranking on the whole franchise on Wednesday. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that will be
Wednesday
fun.
night. Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are
Yeah,
finally we we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna finally rank the
yeah.
Halloween franchise. It's been a long run.
12 movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Killian said, we've literally spent 3 months on the franchise. And we really hope you guys enjoyed the
Yeah.
reviews. If you haven't checked out any of the reviews, please do. They were all fun to do, even on the entries that we weren't big fans on. We had wonderful discussions and a lot of great live chats with us. So we really appreciate that. Um, and let's see. Slasher Fred was saying the bus scene is almost like pre Jeepers Creepers too. Yeah, but at least in Jeepers Creepers, man,
That
there
was
was
better than this.
yeah, they had some
I could
intelligence,
take
man.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Dan's in the chat saying, "What's up, everyone? What's going on, Dan? What's going
Hello.
on?" Heroic Waffle says, "Never go back to see if people are alive. I'm getting my ass out of here." Right?
Exactly,
You
man.
know what's up, man. We all know what's up.
Mhm.
By the way, guys, please give this video a like if you are with us in the chat. That would really help to support us. And comment in the comment section down below. But anything we're talking about, that would help just as much. But Coriander, tell me, was that not one of the stupidest things that you've seen in a horror movie when she actually got out of the bus that was running and it was working and
Yeah.
they would have been. And plus she's the camp counselor. She left the kids to their own fate basically. Did you think that that was
Yeah.
stupid or what? Please tell me.
Of course that was stupid,
Okay.
and she deserved what she got after that move, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's look, man, I don't know. Well, this was 1981, so there wasn't even Rambo. So she didn't think she was Rambo, but she
Yeah.
decided that she was going to go and do whatever she was going to do with that gun. And sure enough, it doesn't happen. She
No.
gets she gets blinded by Madman, blindsided, and he cuts her
Yep.
face. Like he claws at her and there's this huge gash on her face. He's dragging her by her leg and she's yelling and all that type of stuff. And it's like, come on, man. At this point, at least put up a fight. She didn't put up a fight. She's being dragged off. And he basically brings her down to the basement where he has all of the bodies. They're all propped up like dolls. You know, there's, I don't know, 6 bodies in there or whatever. And sure
Yeah.
enough, you see a hook on the wall, shades of Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah,
but you
definitely.
actually see her get impaled on the hook. And it's like, and then she pulls out a knife and she stabs at him. And that was kind of it. Like, you know, I don't
She
know, maybe,
tried.
man, she didn't look.
Hey.
Wow. So then,
Well, hey.
so then, and before that, and I didn't mention one thing. Before she got the camp council, the campers in the bus, she did call the old man. He's kind of like, I don't know, maybe he's the owner of the camp or whatever, but he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's the one that told the story at the campfire.
Yep.
He was really cool. And she told him, hey, shit's going down. There's blood everywhere. You got to come back here. So he's driving back there. That's the other thing too. It's like, I guess if you're gonna try to find out if anyone else is alive, first of all, take care of the kids. But number two, you got him
Yeah.
coming back. Let him figure it out, or
Exactly.
hook up with him after you get the kids safe. Anyways, she gets
Yeah.
killed.
Go back with the sheriff or something.
That's right. Have some backup.
Yeah.
But she gets killed, and then it kind of fades back to your boy
Richie. Yeah,
who
Richie.
started this whole thing, presumably by calling out his name and all that bull,
Yeah.
whatever. And the old man finds him like on the side of the road and he comes up to him and he's like, Richie, are you okay? And all he says is, Madman, Madman Marz is real. And then it kind
Yeah.
of does a close up on his eyes and it kind of, shows some flashbacks of some of the kills and all that type of stuff. And then you just see Madman doing what Madman does, walking in the woods with an axe.
Yep.
Look, man.
Are we done yet?
No, we're not done because I'm just like I can't believe it. But this would be the type of movie
Oh,
we almost
shit.
should do a watch along for. Seriously.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. To get
You can
reactions
count
just
me
like
out.
that. To get
Yeah, I
reactions
don't know,
just like
man.
that, Coriander, because seriously, there were
Yeah.
moments in this movie where I was just like, what is going on? I don't understand, you know. Anyways, as we start to head on out, Rusty says, "From all this talk, yeah, I'm sure I blocked this one out for my own mental health." Yeah, brother. We
Oh,
we we
God.
took the bullet for you, man. We took the bullet for you. But no, but seriously, and I'm making some jokes to have fun with it. But all seriousness though, this was not the worst movie we've seen in this
No,
series. It
but
was
it's
not.
damn close to it.
Well,
But
you know
it's
what?
not the worst.
Well, let me also kind of, you know, give a different look to it. I think what's upsetting to me is it had so much promise. You know what I'm
It
saying?
did. It
Like the
did.
beginning of it, the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie is actually pretty good. I mean, I actually, when it started, I was like, oh, okay, all right. It's got a little
Yeah.
cool little tune. You're at the
Oh,
campfire
man.
telling scary
Right?
stories. And I'm like, this is going to be good. You got Gaylen Ross in it.
Yeah.
But again, the cinematography, the way it's shot, the atmosphere, the music, the story of Madman, the flashback of how he came to be, that was all good stuff. It was all good
Yeah.
stuff, guys. This is
I
much better
agree.
than don't go in the woods alone.
But
So I just
after
want to
the
throw that out there.
intro, yeah.
It just went
When she,
downhill.
I wouldn't even bother.
Right? Eric says, hopefully next week is a better viewing. What was the worst then, if not this? Don't go into the woods. Yeah, man, don't go into the
Yes,
woods. God damn it,
that
man.
was yeah.
That was just bad. It didn't have any. The problem with Don't Go in the Woods, and I know that this is not that episode, but the problem with Don't Go in the Woods is it was not shot well.
The
The
music
characters
was
were bad. The music,
terrible.
the music was horrible.
Yeah.
The kills were horrible,
Yep.
and the killer, he was just like so generic. Like they didn't put anything into that movie. And again, they didn't have money either, and I get it. But holy shit, man. Yeah, that was easily the worst, Eric. There's no doubt about that. Anyways, let's see. Dan says a wasted premise is frustrating. It is. It really
Yeah.
is, because I think that
I mean, if they remade it, if this is one that would actually probably be a good remake, because
I
they'd
agree.
get the gore, they'd get the Madman, the way he looks, even better. So
I agree.
remake,
And
please.
well, and
Yeah.
they actually were talking about, the producer of this was actually talking about, um I don't know if it was a reboot or a sequel or remake, but was talking about, trying to get
There
something
was
to get.
mentioned of a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to get something together because he said that, there were people, probably people on the financing end of it that saw the possibility of him becoming a decent horror icon, which he could be if it was done right. The story is good. You got the right
Yeah.
atmosphere. If you get
Yeah.
the makeup and all of that down right, you'd be okay, you know?
Right.
Let's see. Eric says, went downhill after the intro. So it's like the 80s version of Halloween Resurrection. Would a Busta versus Mars fight have made it better?
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
it would have.
I don't know. I mean, Resurrection is so painful. You know, uh, this one was. I would probably say Resurrection is worse than this, at least for me.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know, man. At least we get Michael in Resurrection. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, but uh,
Yeah,
no,
all right.
Buster
Well,
just ruins it.
that's a
I'm
discussion
sorry.
for another day for sure.
Oh
Neil
man.
says if they remake it, they better get Rob Zombie to direct. At least the kills will be good. Ha ha ha. Exactly. Exactly. Rob
Yeah.
Zombie will make sure that the kills are good. There's no
But the
doubt about that.
zombieisms, I mean, shit.
Hey, this
I'm
this
more
movie
worried
is
about
made
the
for it.
monsters. Yeah, I'm curious what he's done with that.
Yeah, I saw that there was an image put out of Sherry Moon, in
Oh,
makeup.
gee.
I was
Yeah,
like, oh
of course.
no. I don't know. I don't know, guys. That's
She's
another.
gonna be a stripper bitch.
It's like that's a story for another day. But anyways,
Right.
Waffles says
Oh,
Madman has some cool kill scenes, not amazing but cool, like the axe kills. Yeah, I mean the axe kill, for the chick, the refrigerator chick, that was pretty cool. The decapitation scene was all right. You know,
yeah.
the hanging kill was pretty good. That might have been the best kill in the
And
movie.
the actor there who did that actually would tie rubber bands around his neck so that that
Wow,
pale complexion he had was authentic. Yeah.
wow,
So he
crazy stuff.
he all right.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
All
I
that
mean,
work for a piece of shit movie. It's too
well,
bad.
you said it, not me, man. But yeah, man, like I said, um it was tough, man. It was really tough, and it took me
Yeah.
4 times to get through the movie, and
Like you
obvious.
said, there's no lying here. Right.
Good for you. Good for you,
Right.
Coriander. Eric says, Rob loves and respects the source material of the monsters so much. I don't see him making it his usual type of film. Eric, I
Let's
hope you're
hope
right.
not. Right?
Eric, well,
Can he
listen,
do that? That's the
what
question.
that's what I'm saying is that he's
Yeah.
never really done that. The only time, and I said this, and again, guys, I know I keep referencing it, but trust me, we had so much fun on all of our Halloween episodes, and we truly did put a lot of time into each episode. So definitely, if you haven't watched it, please give us a watch. That would help support us and pass it on to other people, whether it be word of mouth, friends, family, social media, get on the TV, whatever you got to do. That would really help. But when we talked about Rob Zombie's Halloween, the scenes when Michael was in Smith's Grove as a child, and you had Malcolm McDowell as Loomis and Sherry Moon as Deborah, the mother, that was some of the most non-Rob Zombie type of stuff I've seen in his movies, because there was a lot of
Yeah.
caring, there was good drama, there was emotion, and it felt realistic. But of course, we know he didn't keep that tone throughout the rest of the movie. So, like I
Yeah.
said, Eric, I hope that he does something different, but he hasn't shown that he wants to do that yet. And I think if he did, I think I really think
That would be great.
his possibilities would open up so much more, because he is a good
Yeah.
director. He has
Yeah.
some good ideas and good vision. You
Yeah.
know, I just think he needs to kind of get out of his little soapbox of how he characterizes people. They're all characterized the same way.
Yeah.
Um, Eric saying, always give a filmmaker a chance. Look at what Jordan Peele, coming from comedy and making Get Out. You never know. Well, yeah, but hold on, Eric. We've
How
given
many
Rob Zombie
films
a
has
chance for 20 years, man.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying that he won't be different with this movie. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I hope he will, but he hasn't shown that he wants to do that with any of his films. Maybe this is a new beginning. I hope so, because I think if he
Right?
starts to do movies where, in other words, when you watch his movies, you know it's a Rob Zombie movie because of the characterizations and choices. It'd be great to watch a movie, whether it's the monsters or horror movie or whatever, and you know it's great, you love it, and you say to yourself, I don't know who that is. And then you find out it's Rob Zombie and you're like, oh my God, wow, that's great. It'd be great to do that. So hopefully he will change his approach to filmmaking for the monsters. I hope so, because if he does it the same way he usually does it, I just don't know if that mixes with the monsters, but we'll see. You never know. You never know. But anyways, guys, let's talk about real quick what we're gonna do for next week, Coriander. And I know that you're a little excited about that. Next week, we will be talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Chuck. I don't even have to say his last name. In Silent Rage. We will be
Yeah.
talking about Silent Rage next week on Slasher Movie Club. This is a horror slash action movie. I mean, come on, man. There's two genres. It doesn't get any better than that. And you got Chuck
Right?
Norris. I mean, come on. This is like, it's
He's
Christmas
gonna be
time, man.
doing some moves, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that's going to be fun.
Hmm.
So for next week, guys, definitely see if you can check out Silent Rage. I believe it's available on Roku, maybe Tubi, but
Yeah.
regardless,
Yep.
definitely see if you guys can catch up on it, so that next week at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, that we can have a discussion about Silent Rage. I'm
Hopefully it's
excited.
better than this. All right.
Of
I
course.
haven't seen
Now,
this
wait
one.
a minute, Coriander. You know it's better than this. It's Chuck Norris.
Hopefully. Hey,
It's
is
in
everything
his
he did
prime.
gold? I don't
No,
know.
but that was in his prime,
Exactly.
man. That's when he
All
was like,
right.
he was just dropping knowledge in movies. That's what
Okay.
Chuck Norris was
Okay.
doing.
He was dripping it. Okay.
He was on the money. Eric saying,
All right.
I know what you mean, but Rob didn't love the source material like he does the Munsters. That's what I mean by giving him a chance. Different situation this time. Maybe. I hope so. I really hope so, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Saying next week is going to be fun. Can't wait. Absolutely, man. Silent
Right.
Rage. I'm on it. I mean, for you guys that have been around long enough, you know, I love Chuck Norris. Being in martial arts myself, Chuck is definitely an icon for me. So seeing him in an action horror movie is going to be, talking about it
Right.
is going to be
This
just
will be the
awesome.
first for me. Yeah.
There you go. Eric
Yep.
saying Chuck Norris's worst film would be better than this, especially in his prime. That's what I'm saying. I'm guaranteeing right now, live. This is live, that Silent Rage is going to kick the ass out of Madman as far as watchability
Nice.
and entertainment. There's no
Well,
doubt.
that's hopeful.
Yeah. Fever Dreamland watching our backs as usual, saying Silent Rage is on Tubi. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. It's on Tubi, so it's free. And guess what, guys? There's nothing cheaper than free. So
A
so
lot of commercials,
please,
but
just
stay
grab some.
awake and you'll be okay.
Yeah, grab your popcorn or your Doritos and a beer. You'll be all right. But definitely, guys, see if you can check out Silent Rage between now and next Monday, so we can have a discussion about it. and that'll be really, really cool. As we head on out, Neil's saying, I don't know. I kind of want to see Herman Munster as a foul-mouthed homicidal maniac. Ha ha ha. Yeah, right. Come on, Neil.
Really?
He's
Oh man.
joking. I know him better than that. He's joking. He knows what's up. Anyways, guys, all right, that's all we got for Madman. I know we went off of topic quite a bit, but we enjoyed
Yeah,
talking
we
with you
did.
guys. We
That
needed to
was a
go off
lot more
topic.
fun.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Guys, I don't know. I don't know what to say about Madman. Proceed with caution as usual. But definitely give the video a like. It'll help support us. Leave us a comment in the comment section down below. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. Wednesday night, we're ranking the whole Halloween franchise. I'm
Yeah.
sure there will be a lot of controversy. And we will obviously be including Halloween Kills in that ranking. So definitely check us out. We appreciate you guys watching, especially our latest videos on Halloween. So we'll catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out, guys.
Up tits.